Welcome to More to Know on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Kent Lewis. Joining us today, all the way across the river from Beaverton, Oregon, is Paul Enriquez with Simpli.fi. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Thanks so much, Kent. Glad to be here.
Excellent. In 30 seconds or less, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, been in the industry for quite a few years now. Been living in Oregon for just about 20 years. Really focused on the digital media majority of my career, and working for programmatic platforms such as Simpli.fi. This is my second one, so I feel like I have a pretty good amount of experience in the industry in this area.
And that is somewhat unique, Paul, to have one, let alone two platform experiences in the programmatic side. How did you get into the world of digital advertising and programmatic?
Well, I first started my career in San Francisco working for a traditional agency, J. Walter Thompson, learning all different types of traditional planning and buying. Eventually got into some digital buying, migrated to some startups, and then ultimately got, when I moved up here to the Oregon area, I decided to get back into the digital space. And a friend of mine was working for Monster at the time, and I went to go work for him. And that was non-programmatic. That was straight site direct buys. And since then, I've kind of been running with it.
That's great. So knowing that you've been in for years, I'm just wondering, how do you think the trend towards streaming television, CTV, is impacting the world of programmatic?
Oh, wow. That's a great one. It's a very timely one for my company, because my company has a real strong area of that right now. It's one of our leading technology solutions, but it's also one of our leading revenue areas as well. I think that the notion that programmatic is getting into the CTV spaces, I think is one that's due. We have a lot of linear television that's being purchased out there that, while they use some aspects of data, there's a lot more data that can be used to target people in appropriate manners, and to make the advertising dollar a little more efficiently. And that's what programmatic does, is that we can find those nuances in the ad impressions. And so you're not buying on a grand scale, you're buying on a very targeted manner and eliminating waste. So to me, it really feels like it is a perfect time for this to come about. And as you see from all the large players in the business, they're just really kind of putting a lot of emphasis on it.
So where do you see Netflix going in all of this? Are they going to be successful with the ad model, or are they going to continue to struggle?
Oh, wow. I'm not an industry pundit, so I haven't really done straight research on Netflix, so it's going to be an opinion on my part. But I believe that they will definitely find a place for it. I think that it has to, for a healthy model, I think the revenue streams have to blend. I don't think everybody wants to pay subscriptions. Those subscriptions can add up over time. I think that advertising, as long as it's done well in the environment that it's in, will serve purpose for both the advertiser and the consumer, and people will see that it serves a purpose, and then ultimately it can pay for the service that the people want to receive.
Where do you see advertising going in the next 2 to 5 years in your world?
2 to 5 years. Well, let's talk 2 years, because 5 years is such a long time. I'm going to say that you're going to see more uses of first and second party data. I think companies are really going to start honing in on, when I say companies, I'm talking about the advertisers themselves, are going to hone in on what type of data they have, how can they structure the access to that data so where they can use it in their marketing channels, and how can they use it effectively. That's going to be really strong. And then you also have the other players, which are going to be some of the partners that are out there, like the Targets, the Walmarts, the Walgreens, all these players that are out there, maybe even Kroger's. They're figuring out how to actually leverage their data so where they can package it up in means where advertisers can use that data to target as well. So there's going to be a real focus, I think, on the use and access of data, but in a way where it has to be compliant. Compliance is everything right now, and if your actions are not compliant, then it's too risky. So I think they're going to be
That's a
really
really good
focused on that in
point.
the next couple of years.
That's great. Well, I agree on the compliance being key, and that's a good reminder to everybody. All great insights. Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing your knowledge with us today. To find out more about this episode's guest and topic, please visit dailyadbrief.com, and we'll hope you'll join us next time on More to Know.
Simpli.fi presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simpli.fi's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simpli.fi's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit Simpli.fi.